everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to do some standing strength training exercises with dumbbells. So you're going to start by grabbing some small dumbbells or whatever you have around the house, those soup cans or water bottles, whatever you have that weighs a few pounds, that's the appropriate size. Also make sure that you grab water to drink, and if you need to, a towel. Make sure you wear your sturdy shoes and have a good surface to exercise on. And then we are going to be doing these all standing, but if you need a chair to hold on to for support, you need to take a break and sit down, go ahead and do that, or you can even just stand next to a wall if you want to for a little bit more support. So let's go ahead and get started with a quick little warm-up and some standing stretches. All right, so we're going to begin with one of my favorites, just side to side, nice and loose. A few dynamic things to get you going here. And come back to center. Go ahead and roll the shoulders front to back. Big circles. We always want to open through the chest. So front to back. Start to deepen your breathing a little bit here. All right, then go ahead and just circle those wrists. And circle the other direction. We're also going to be working on some balance at the end of the video today and a bonus stretch for you that you can try. All right, so we're going to go ahead and shift the weight over to one leg and do some hip circles. So again, if you need a chair or stand next to a wall for balance, go ahead and do that. Change direction. And then circle from that ankle. Change direction. It's a balance challenge. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the other leg. Start with the hip circles. You can touch down if you need to. Use a chair or a wall if you need to. And change direction. And then circle from that ankle. And change direction. All right, go ahead and step down. So we're going to do our great big reach up. Start by reaching all the way up, lengthen the spine, and then you're going to lean to one side, stretch that back, and lean to the other side. Come back to center, just stretch the shoulders gently back. And now we're going to forward fold, keeping the head above the heart. Go ahead and let yourself hip hinge forward, reaching toward your toes. But again, head above the heart, just go to a comfortable stretch. You can rest the hands on the lower legs or the upper legs, whichever you prefer. Good. And then just a slight rotation, so you're looking over one shoulder. Again, keep that head up. Come back to center, go the other way. Come back to center and slowly roll all the way up. Let's go ahead and stretch the neck here by grabbing the hands behind the back. Rotate the shoulders back and ear to shoulder. And then come down to the bottom, so you're making a half circle until you get to the other side. And half circle, go back to the first side. And half circle, go back to the second side. All right, great job. Go ahead and shake out the arms and legs. Remember to please hydrate before, during, and after your exercise. And then once you've done that, go ahead and grab those weights. So again, whatever weight is the appropriate size for you, whatever you have available is great. So we're going to start with a little bit of hamstrings, glutes, and lower back, just to get that body started. So we're going to do that hip hinge forward. So remember that we're trying not to round the back. We're just going to keep that natural curve, get that stretch, and then come all the way up and just squeeze those glutes. So for right now, just doing that lower body for this first part. All the way up. Bring those hips through and squeeze your glute muscles. That's your back side. Squeeze it. Make them work. And you notice it's not a squat, so we're just doing a slight little knee bend here. Very, very small knee bend. We're focusing more on hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. A little bit less on quads right now. We'll get to that. One more. take a little break there, and then we're gonna extend it into the upper body. So we're gonna come forward like before. Squeeze. This time we're gonna go into an overhead press. So squeeze those glutes as you come up, engage those abs, and press all the way up, and come back down. Now once you have that movement, you can increase the tempo a little bit there. If that feels okay, if you prefer to keep it slow, just keep going at the right pace. Always head above the heart so that we don't get dizzy. Again, if you need to slow it down, go ahead. If you're feeling good, you can pick it up a little bit faster. One more. All right, good. Let's come all the way back up, and we're going to step out to a little bit wider stance and do a diagonal variation this time. So we're going to add a bit more squat this time, all right? So starting with this side, we're going to come down, reach your weight down, just the one, and press up and across. Good. We're going to do all on this one side. So we're adding that squat this time, bending the knees. Come up and across, big push up and across. A diagonal press. Good. Now you notice we're just doing it on the one side today. Usually we do both, but we're going to kind of shake it up a little bit here. Good. One more time on that side. Those obliques are working too. All right, take a little break there, catch your breath, and same thing on the other side. So bending those knees, come all the way up and press across on the diagonal. A little bit of rotation there. You're feeling that oblique working with that overhead diagonal press. 3 more to go. All right, great job. Go ahead and take a little break there. All right, so we're going to work a little bit more on the waistline here. So some oblique crunches. This time we're going to start up at the top and come down. So we're really emphasizing right through here. Focusing on that. Good. Crunch and press. Crunch and press. 2 more times. Good. All right, let's switch sides. Same thing, starting up at the top, and we're focusing on the waistline to do the movement. Crunch and press. Crunch and press. Good. Remember to keep breathing through it. 3, 2, and 1. All right, good job. Let's go to some lower body here. Go ahead and rest one of your weights against the leg, and we're just going to start with a quadricep lift. So this is a balance challenge. Again, if you need to hold on to the wall or a chair with the other hand, you can do that. We're going to start with just that lift and lower with the weight resting lightly against the top of the leg. Good. 2 more. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Same thing, working on those quadricep lifts. We're just taking a moderate tempo here. We got that bonus balance challenge. Think about the muscle that you're intending to work, those quadriceps on the top of the thigh. 2 more of those. Okay, we're going to switch back to the first side, and this time we're going to work a little bit more on outer thigh. You can go ahead and keep the weight on the top of the leg, but we're doing that open and close. Open and close. Good. Keep breathing through it. Go out as wide as you can. Everybody's range of motion and flexibility is going to be a little bit different. Outer glute. Okay, good. Go ahead and switch. Same thing. Ooh, that's my bad foot. Lift and tap, out and in. Again, very conscientious, trying to think about the muscles that we're working on, the quadricep and the outer glute. One more. All right, let's do a little bit more for the core. We're going to go into a narrow stance for the next couple exercises here. So feet side by side. Bring your weights forward. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And you're just going to rotate. Come back to center. And rotate. Again, make sure that you're not shrugging up. You're not tightening up through your neck or your traps. Breathe through it. Just focusing on that rotation. One more. All right, very good. From here, let's do a halfway forward bend. We've still got that narrow foot position. If you're more comfortable with a bit wider stance, go ahead and do that. We're doing our rows. So elbows up, shoulder blades coming together behind you. Again, make sure you're not tightening up your neck, not elevating. We're just rowing. Good. Now go ahead and turn the palms to the rear. We're going to go out a little bit wider for those lats. Now you notice I'm holding for a second at the top. So that little squeeze there at the top. Good. Keep breathing through it. 2 more times. All right, good work. Go ahead and come up. We're going to do our tricep one next. Now, we're going to do our overhead extension. If for any reason your shoulders don't like that, remember that you can always modify and just do the tricep kickbacks. That is the modification if you're not okay with the overhead extension. If you are okay, you're going to take one or both of your weights, bring your elbows up, and very, very carefully bring the weights behind your head. Please be careful that you're not accidentally hitting yourself with your weights. Then once you got that down, squeeze those elbows in towards each other. Make sure that they're not winging out at all. Keep those elbows pointed up toward the ceiling. Come to full extension. Abs engaged and breathing. You can tuck your chin down a little bit if you want to. Good. 3 to go. All right, nice. Go ahead and bring it down. And from here, we're in the perfect position just to do our first shoulder exercise. So we're going to just start with a front raise. If both weights is too much, feel free to just use one. We're just coming up to about the top of the head and slowly lowering down. All right, slow lift, slow lower, about up to the top of the head, and slowly back down. This is a challenge one, so again, one or both weights. Keep breathing through it. Let's do just one more of those super challenge one. All right, before we move on to our other deltoid exercise, we are going to do our rotator cuff exercise, which a lot of you know already. Your focus is to keep the upper arms locked in by the sides. Go out as wide as you can without having to lift. We don't want to see any daylight under the upper arms. And then alternate your hands on top. So this is the small stabilizer muscles in that shoulder area. Work on those for a moment here. One more. Okay, take a little break there, catch your breath. Now, doing our lateral raise. We're going to do a little variation on here just for a little brain challenge. We're going to do one at 45 degrees and the other one all the way out at lateral 90 degrees. So you've got one coming all the way out to the side, one coming up at 45, not to the front, just to 45. Then you're going to switch. So one out to the side, one about 45 degrees. Check your form in a mirror if you have any questions about your positioning there. And again, we're just coming up to about shoulder height. Once you go up higher than that, you've got the traps starting to get involved in it. So we're going to keep it in the deltoids here. Nice. We have just 3 more. Little So hold at the top there, extra challenge for those muscles. Excellent. All right, let's just do a little punch front here for a moment. It's kind of a working rest. Just a little front. A bit of a diagonal rotation there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we are going to go into our split stance for some lunges and some bicep curls. So you're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot, big step back. Go ahead and line up those toes so they're facing toward the front. That back heel is lifted up and your palms are forward. As you come down into your lunge, bend your back knee, your weight's in your front heel, and we are adding those bicep curls. So again, make sure that front knee does not come beyond the toes. We want to keep it back. Weight in that front heel, but don't be afraid to drop that back knee down. Again, check your form if you need to, if you have any doubt. But of course, stay in pain-free range of motion. As always, if you need to decrease the range of motion, totally fine to do so. Good. 1 more of these. Excellent. All right, let's step in, switch to the other side. Take a moment to catch your breath here, and then big step back. And this time we're going to do hammer curls with it. So a little brachialis, outer part of the upper arm. The lunge is going to remain the same. You're dropping that back knee down, bending those knees. Pain-free range of motion, but this time for our bicep curls, the palms are facing in. Good. Just 1 more of these to go. All right, good. Okay, we're going to switch back to the first side and do something a little bit different here. A little bit of a balance challenge. So go ahead and switch back like you were going to go into the lunges, but this time we're just going to straighten both legs. So toes are pointed forward. Just start by challenging yourself just to stand in that position. It's harder than it looks. So remember, you are in a narrow stance. We're not in a wide stance, we're in a narrow stance. Now try closing your eyes for just a moment. It's going to make it quite a bit harder. All right, now from here, we're going to keep that foot position, but we're going to reach our weights down. And again, we're going into that overhead press. So as you come down and start to come up, you're going to feel that front glute engage. Use it. Down and up. Good. Just 2 more like that. Lots of shoulders today. Very, very functional. Okay, good. Now for a little challenge here, we're going to come over here for our reach. So this is going to be a little bit of a balance challenge. Feel free to turn that back foot out just a little bit here to make it more comfortable for you. And we're going halfway between the front and the rear leg. Down and up. Good. Keep both legs straightened. We're not doing any lower body as far as doing like a lunge here. 1 more. Okay, great job. Go ahead and step in. We'll switch to the other side. Going back to that split stance. Again, it is that narrow stance still, but this time we're keeping the legs straight. So we'll start with that balance challenge. Closing both eyes. It's going to make it quite a bit harder here. Again, if you need to be next to a chair or a wall, please be safe with it. Okay, you can open your eyes and let's do our reach down. So again, we're keeping the legs straight on this one. Down and up. So as you get to the bottom of the movement and start to come up, you're going to feel that front glute start to engage. If you don't, make a conscious effort to use it, to squeeze it. We don't want any glute amnesia. That's a real thing where your other muscles, your other surrounding muscles are doing the job that the glute is supposed to be doing. because the glute is not activating correctly. Balance challenge there. All right, take a break. Let's do our second set over here between the front and rear legs. So again, feel free to turn that back foot out just a little bit. We're going to come down here and come back up. This side is harder for me for some reason. And 2 more of those. Last one. Okay, good job. Go ahead and step in, and let's do some lower legs. So we're just going to be doing our heel raise, toe raise. So you can go into a very narrow stance or a hip width stance. The narrower the stance, the harder it's going to be. And then just get as much ankle mobility there as you can. Back and forth. Balls of feet and heels. One more. Okay, and then let's finish off with, we're going to do a wide foot position for inner thigh, and we're going to do a shoulder challenge here. So just do as much as you can with this. We're going to do a lift and hold on these shoulders, and down and up. Make sure you're keeping your chest lifted up, shoulders back, neck relaxed. For the lower body, you're focusing on the inner thighs as you come down to the bottom. Breathe through it. You have just one more. All right, good job. Go ahead and put the weights aside, please. Grab a sip of water if you haven't already. And we're going to work on those bonus things that I was talking about earlier. So, the first thing you're going to do is get something that's a little unstable to stand on. Now, I know I'm kind of far away here, but I want to have the wall next to me so that I have something for support. So make sure you're next to a chair or wall. This is just a little inflatable balance cushion that you can buy online easily. The brand is J-Fit, but there's all kinds of different ones available. If you don't have anything like that, you can fold up a towel, like a bath towel, and stand on that. You can put up a stack of books, you can stand on that. Anything that's just a little unstable. All we're doing here is challenging our balance and the strength of the foot, ankle, and lower leg. So you're just going to put your foot right in the center, shift your weight over to that leg, and then see how well that you can balance. It's going to be really kind of moving around, shaky. Like on this one, because it's inflatable, it's like standing on a waterbed. But if you're on a towel or some books, it might not be quite as shaky. Of course, you can always do just standing on one foot on the floor. Always a good option that can be done anywhere. So you're going to feel that foot moving around. You're going to feel that ankle working. All right, good. So just about 30 seconds or so on each side. If it's easy for you, you can also add the balance challenge of closing one eye or both eyes, but just keep in mind that's going to make it considerably harder. So make sure that you're really good with just standing with the eyes open first before you go up to that next step. Good. So again, it's totally normal for the foot to be moving around, that compensating pattern, completely normal. And take a break. All right, so you can repeat that as many times as you want to do it. Challenge yourself on that. And then the last thing I wanted to do was to show you a nice little stretch here that I've done. Now this is your standard foam roller that you should be able to get. Again, you can get it online or you can get it anywhere that they're sold. This is a standard 3 foot long. I think it's a 6-inch diameter. This is the super soft foam. You can get a firmer foam if you like that better. We're just going to be doing a stretch. We're going to be doing wall angels, and we're going to be doing it on here. So again, if for any reason you just don't like this is uncomfortable, you can do the same movement just down on your mat or on your floor. That's totally fine. What I like about this is it does give you a better range of motion for opening up through the chest. So I like this one. So I'm just going to come back. Hopefully you can see me here. Let me move back. Okay, that should be a little better. So you're going to come back, and the goal here is to line up your spine on top of the foam roller. So make sure that you have enough room for your head and all the way down through your bottom at the other end. Okay, make sure that you're lined up on there. You don't feel like you're going to fall off. Once you feel stable, just whatever position you want with your feet is fine. So again, these are wall angels. So we're going to be just reaching up overhead, and the goal is just to let gravity pull your arms down. Go ahead and bring the elbows back down towards your hips. Squeeze the lats a little bit, and then reach all the way up. This should feel really good. It shouldn't feel like a strain or any kind of pain in there. If your shoulders don't like that much of a range of motion, just go through comfortable, pain-free range of motion. Again, I just like to do it on the foam roller because you have the option to open up the chest more. You can easily do this same movement down on the floor. You can do it up against a wall. That's also a very common thing to do too, is to do it up against a wall. But I just really like this for opening up the chest. Lengthen your spine out as you reach up. Now, of course, there's just tons and tons of things that we can do with the foam rollers, so we'll save that for another video. But I just wanted to show you, this is one that I like to do every day. Let's just do one more. All right, good job. Go ahead and gently come off of your foam roller. All right, so please take some time to go through your stretches for all your major muscle groups. Make sure that you do take time to do that. So hamstrings, calves, quadriceps, the figure 4 stretch, tricep stretch, bicep stretch, shoulder stretch, all of those things. Please make sure that you take time to do those. We're just going to go ahead and do our final stretch here today. So go ahead and sit all the way up in whatever position or standing up. Inhale, reach up, lengthen your spine. Exhale. One more time, big inhale. And big exhale, and have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you like this little variation on the weight strength training exercises with the dumbbells and our little bonus things at the end. So have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.